Solana's looking super bullish and primed for a breakout right now. Looking at the 1 day chart, I noticed that there is a very, very beautiful flag pattern forming. On top of that, you can see how we perfectly bounced on top of the bottom of this resistance zone 2 times on the daily. Then formed a massive reversal candle. And since then, we have pumped about 13% in just about a day or two. Now, we're still technically in this range, and this previous swing high will prove to be resistance. But overall, with our price at 228, we're definitely closer to the bottom of the channel than the top. So this still could be some sort of an entry here. If we do see price maybe go back one more retest, that would be a more ideal entry. If you were to open along right now, the problem with that is that the stop losses would be, too far away from your entry compared to the take profit. But if we do see price come just a little bit lower, we could see, a really good entry point here, not only above this massive resistance zone, but keep in mind that, we are in a flag pattern. So there's gonna be some resistance at the top of this descending channel or flag pattern as well. If we see price break above it and retest, that could also be, where you would open your long with the stop loss below that point. I don't like trading longs above slanted support because it's kind of hard to, decide where to put your stop loss. I feel like it's a little bit more arbitrary. You can't have a slanted stop loss, right? The stop loss is going to be horizontal. So those types of breakouts are a little bit more difficult. So what I would do is I would just trade the resistance zone down here and then just pay attention to this flag pattern for a breakout, right? Then have one of my take profits at least would be if we're, not immediately breaking through this channel. Maybe there's going to be some resistance and then you want to take some profit there. Taking a look at the momentum indicators, we can actually see that we're forming, a very, very bullish looking wave pattern down here. You can see we're starting to curl up and we're about to print a green dot probably by tomorrow. The RSI fully reset, touching, the 40s, and we're currently at about 50, which during, a massive upswing like this, that's very, very bullish. Real quick, want to apologize if my voice is raspy. I'm a bit sick still. Looking at the weekly here, you can see I marked out the most important resistance and support zones. We can see we did test already this all-time high and saw massive resistance. But looking at how, we are using this swing high here, this like historical support area, that's still holding very strong. So what's really happening is that we are in this channel, right, in between these two support and resistances. So what I would do is instead of trying to predict the future, I would just pay attention, somewhere near support, you take a long. Somewhere near resistance, you take a short. Simple as that. So we're a little bit closer to support right now, and the actual price action is looking very bullish. You can see that you have this massive impulsive move up, followed by consolidation, followed by another impulsive move up, and then now this flag pattern on the smaller time frames. And you can also see the RSI did reset a little bit, and for the weekly in a bull market, a 63 RSI is very healthy. The waves are looking more concerning, but you can see here, during the previous impulsive move up of about 1,255%, right? You just had this kind of extended, wave pattern here. So I wouldn't take this too seriously. We might get another extended wave pattern like that. This is kind of like the last thing I look at. I prefer to look at the RSI over the waves. And I also prefer, support and resistance over any momentum indicator for sure. So, yeah, I'm very excited looking at this price action. if we want to, maybe zoom in a little bit more here and look at one of the small time frames, we'll take a look at the 30-minute. There's something else I noticed. You can see this is a very beautiful textbook bottoming pattern. You can see sort of a W, right? And something very important about the W pattern that a lot of people don't really pay attention to is you do want that first low to be lower than the second, which is what we have here. You can see this wick here is indeed slightly lower than this. They can also be exactly the same, which is fine too, but you don't necessarily like to see this low go further down. If that did happen hypothetically, then you would wait for confirmation with another low like that and get more like a reverse head and shoulders, right? But this is a textbook W pattern. You see the lows here. And also what's very common is you have a giant impulsive wick down, followed by a calmer, slower trickle down with a higher low, right? That's something I see all the time. So just on the very short time frames, that looks very, very good. And then finally, if you were to trade the breakout here, that opportunity is over now. But you can see how we had a small retest here. People entered longs and an impulsive move up, right, off of this W pattern. So it's, very nice to see the price action just looks very, very good on Solana. It looks not, and I don't just mean like bullish. I just mean it's following all the rules. There's definitely a lot of people trading, a lot of volume on this. Some of the other altcoins, lower in market cap are less predictable with less support and resistance, and they're definitely harder to trade. So assuming Bitcoin maintains, its price point, which so far it has, Bitcoin has not dumped at all. There's definitely going to be a lot of money flowing down into the altcoins, including Solana. And I think that we've only tested the previous all-time high and slightly surpassed it. I think Solana still needs to enter that price discovery phase. And I think that is definitely a very real possibility that's on the table. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and feel free to let me know down below in the comments if there's any other cryptocurrencies that you want me to take a look at. My last video did very well, so I appreciate all the support and all the new subscribers. I like to post daily or as much as possible. If there's nothing going on or if I'm busy, there might be a couple days in between posts, but I try and post as much as possible. So yeah, thanks for watching.